Hello, hello, hello. It's Kabin Thomas. I'm going to read from the Writer's Almanac, book show that Garrison Keillor does that I love so much because I get to read poetry. And something I need to get good at. And I don't know why I say that. I don't know why I do a lot of the stuff that I do. And I just have to say, God, I trust you and just move forward. Because the bottom line is, who really knows? I like to be the President of the United States. I like to play tuba in a big symphony orchestra. A lot of stuff I like to do. I just have to trust the path that I'm on is the path that I'm on. I like to fly in 747. I like to go to the moon. Okay, so, Writer's Almanac. For Friday, January 27th, 2012. It's the birthday of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, born in Salzburg, Austria in 1756. He lived for only 35 years, but he started his career early. He's a child prodigy from a family of musicians. He toured all over Europe and wrote his first opera at age 11. Mozart died at the age of 35 under mysterious circumstances. There's a popular image of him, poor and miserable, working on a funeral requiem as he lay dying, but overall his final year was a good and productive one. He was living in Vienna at the time. He was still getting commissions. Didn't have a lot of money in the year 1791, but then again, he rarely did. He and his wife, Constanza, never seemed to be able to live on what Mozart made. It was a busy year for him. In the first months of 1791, he wrote dance music for the winter balls at the court and the piano concerto number 27. In the summer, a messenger came asking Mozart to write a requiem for his patron, Count Franz von Walsing, who had lost his wife and wanted to commission a requiem in her honor. He was working on the opera La Clemenza di Tito to celebrate the coronation of Emperor Leopold as King of Bohemia. It premiered in early September. 3 weeks later, his opera The Magic Flute opened in Vienna, and it was a big hit. In October, he finished the clarinet concerto in A, then a cantata for his Freemason Lodge, which he directed himself on November the 18th. Finally, he put all his energy toward the requiem. Just after the performance of his cantata, he became extremely ill. He had a fever and his whole body was swollen. He continued writing the requiem right up to his death, which was only 2 weeks after he became sick. No one knows what Mozart's illness was, and there's dozens of theories. He had rheumatic fever, tuberculosis, endocarditis, syphilis, congestive heart failure, poison. He died on December the 5th, 1791, and was buried in a mass, unmarked grave, which was a common practice for the middle class of Vienna. Mozart said that music, in even the most terrible situations, must never offend the ear, but always remain a source of pleasure. Thank you, Wolfgang. It is the birthday, today is the birthday of the writer whom Mark Twain called the stillest and shyest full-grown man I had ever met. And that's Lewis Carroll. He was born Charles Ludwig Dodson in Daresbury, England in 1832. He went to Oxford, is gifted in math, and graduated with honors, and stayed at the college as a teacher for the rest of his life. He didn't really like teaching, but it earned him a living, and he thought of it as a temporary endeavor while he worked on becoming famous as an artist of some sort. Carroll wrote poems and short stories and took photographs, and then one day in 1856 he took 3 little girls, Ina, Edith, and Alice, on a boating trip down the river and told them the story that became Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, 1865. And 6 years later, he published its sequel, Through the Looking Glass, and What Alice Found There, in 1871. Here's a poem by Kay Ryan. If you want to know who Kay Ryan is, you gotta look her up. Don't look back. This is not a problem for the necklace. Fish cannot recklessly swivel their heads to check on their fry. No one expects this. They are torpedoes of disinterest, compact capsules that rely on the odds for survival. Unfollowed by the exact and modest number of goslings the S-necked goose is, who, if she looks back, acknowledges losses, and if she does not, also loses. Don't Look Back by Kay Ryan from her collection Say Uncle, published by Grove Press, 2000, and printed with permission for the Writer's Almanac. Production credits: Garrison Keillor is the host. Those writers are Betsy Allister, Priscilla Kinter, Heather McPherson, and Holly Vanderhaar. The technical director is Thomas Schweitzger. The engineer, Noah Smith. The coordinator is Nick Bitters. And permissioned by Kathy Roach. As Garrison Keillor always says, be well, do good work, keep in touch.